Freedom to travel for green card holders has become a topic of concern amid stronger immigration enforcement in the United States. Recent changes in immigration policies have sparked anxiety among some lawful permanent residents, particularly Jamaicans holding green cards, who fear they may encounter difficulties when returning to the United States. However, Secretary Rubio has sought to reassure these individuals by emphasizing that green card holders are legally present in the country and should not face any issues upon reentry. He has made it clear that if someone holds a green card, they have legal status in the United States, and therefore, they should not be worried about traveling back and forth. The Secretary's remarks come at a time when the current administration has been implementing stricter enforcement of immigration laws, with a particular focus on individuals who have entered the country illegally or engaged in criminal activities. Defending the government's stance, Rubio asserted that enforcing immigration laws is essential to maintaining national security and public order. He pointed out that every country has its own immigration policies and that failure to enforce them would render those laws meaningless. He further highlighted that in recent years, an estimated 13 to 15 million individuals have entered the United States unlawfully, which has posed a significant challenge for the nation. Acknowledging that migration is a global issue, he referenced Jamaica's own challenges with migration and noted that while there is sympathy for those fleeing difficult circumstances, no society can absorb mass migration without consequences. Despite these heightened enforcement efforts, Rubio sought to reassure legal permanent residents that they remain secure in their status. He reiterated that green card holders who abide by the law have nothing to fear when traveling, as their right to enter and exit the country remains intact. Additionally, he clarified that Jamaica is not a major source of illegal migration to the United States, stating that it does not even rank among the top 10 or 20 countries in this regard. While stressing that legal green card holders will continue to be protected, he also underscored that the administration remains firm in its commitment to enforcing immigration laws and ensuring that individuals who engage in criminal or extremist activities are removed from the country. As part of this stricter enforcement approach, Rubio made it clear that individuals involved in gang-related activities or those who engage in radical and disruptive actions under the guise of student visas will not be tolerated. He specifically warned that gang members would face deportation and that those who use student visas as a means to engage in unlawful protests or violence would also be subject to removal. He emphasized that national security is a priority and that individuals with links to terrorism or organized crime will not be allowed to remain in the United States. At the same time, he reassured lawful green card holders that as long as they comply with U.S. laws, they will be able to travel freely without fear of being denied reentry. Despite these reassurances, reports have surfaced indicating that green card and visa holders have been facing increased scrutiny at U.S. airports and border crossings. Immigration attorneys have warned that the risk of being detained or questioned varies depending on individual circumstances, making it essential for travelers to be fully aware of their rights before making travel plans. Unlike U.S. citizens, who have an absolute right to enter the country, green card holders have procedural protections, meaning that only an immigration judge has the authority to revoke their status. In contrast, individuals traveling on temporary visas, such as students or tourists, have significantly fewer rights and can be denied entry at the discretion of border officers. Given the evolving immigration climate, experts have advised green card and visa holders to thoroughly review their immigration documents before traveling. It is essential to ensure that visas have not expired and that any pending renewal applications are in order. Immigration attorneys have also cautioned that certain factors could increase the risk of being detained or denied entry. Extended trips abroad may raise suspicion among border officers, as prolonged absences from the United States could suggest that an individual has abandoned their permanent resident status. Additionally, individuals with any kind of criminal record, no matter how minor, have been advised to exercise caution when considering international travel. Cases have emerged in which green card holders were detained due to past misdemeanor charges, highlighting the need for travelers to be aware of potential red flags that could complicate their return. In addition to reviewing their legal status, Green card holders and visa holders should be prepared for heightened screening measures at ports of entry. U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers have the authority to inspect travelers' electronic devices, including cell phones, laptops, and digital cameras, in search of material that may indicate ineligibility for entry. While U.S. citizens and green card holders cannot be denied entry solely for refusing to comply with such searches, visa holders may be turned away if they do not cooperate. Travelers should also be aware that customs officers are looking for evidence of criminal activity, domestic violence, or connections to extremist organizations, all of which could impact their ability to enter the country. Given the increased scrutiny at U.S. borders, immigration experts recommend that travelers take proactive measures to safeguard their rights. If a traveler is selected for additional questioning, it is advisable to request an interpreter if there are any language barriers to ensure that responses are accurately understood and recorded. Since border inspections are often documented through official transcripts, it is crucial to have any language assistance requests on the record. Additionally, travelers who are detained or face difficulties should notify a trusted contact or an immigration attorney as soon as possible. Having legal representation readily available can help individuals navigate the complexities of border enforcement and ensure that their rights are upheld. Although immigration enforcement has intensified, green card holders who comply with U.S. laws can continue to travel with confidence. However, given the evolving nature of border policies and security measures, it is wise for travelers to remain informed, review their documentation carefully, and take necessary precautions before leaving the country. By understanding their rights and staying prepared, lawful permanent residents can minimize the risk of complications and travel without undue fear or concern.